Violence is not an easy topic for students to talk about. Students do, though, think and reflect upon violence on a daily basis. This is not a subject in which information is processed between multiple people, but on an individual basis. Students are exposed to violence throughout their educational careers. The interesting concept regarding this is that the first type of violence that children observe begins within their homes. Family relationships have a lot to do with what is imprinted in a child's mind within the first few years of his or her life. What a child is exposed to at a young age has a lot to do with how he or she will act as a student and even as an adult. The ethical and moral beliefs of family life have a tremendous impact on student behavior. How a parent or legal guardian treats a situation dealing with an issue in which violence is involved, from racism to classism and beyond, sets a precedent for the child. Schools are microcosms of the real world. Keeping this in mind, if a student learns to be aggressive at home, surely the behavior will reciprocate at school. The same idea goes for classism, racism, sexism, and other foundational acts of violence. Bullying, the unfortunately way too common form of violence, begins when students do not accept each other for who they are. Tolerance is different from acceptance. For example, racism is not tolerated. There are laws that prohibit discrimination against being judged for the color of one's skin or cultural background. However, if racism were not accepted, why do tragedies dealing with conflicts of race still occur throughout the United States and the world? Students learn how to be judgmental at a young age, before they enter elementary school. Students need positive influences from the people around them the most, their parents or legal guardians. Adults have a major influence on the paths that kids will traverse on the journey of life. The issue within our schools is very complicated. Problems go far beyond the relationships established between parents and students. When students watch the news and see reports on shootings in public places, domestic violence, wars, and other atrocities, what do they think? Fear and anxiety are probably some of the largest initial reactions. A student may ask, is it safe for me to go to school? If a person were to learn that a place like a school or a movie theater is safe for his or her whole life, and then, all of a sudden, that place doesn't appear safe, wouldn't it be quite a shock? In schools and throughout the community, collectively, we have to make it clear that safety and inclusiveness are our priorities. In schools, teachers must educate students on what violence is through the coursework they complete. For example, in an English class, students may perform a literary criticism on Khaled Hosseini's The Kite Runner, a powerful novel about a boy growing up with violence in Kabul, Afghanistan, and then dealing with the reciprocations of his actions in the United States. Administrators, teachers, and students together must create diverse learning environments that inspire and motivate students to come to school. As individuals, we must learn to be accepting of others, regardless of their age, class, gender, race, religion, and sexual preference. Together, we can become one force that can stop violence in our communities. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good is only temporary. The evil it does is permanent. And yes, together we stand. Thank you.